Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prestayate. Chaitanya, Radha Krishna nahe anya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna nahe anya. Everybody sing loud. Madana, Mohana, Madana, Rama. Madana, Mohana, Krsna. Madana, Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama. Krsna. Madana, Mohana. Madana, Lord. Ananda Paramahamsa. Jai Gurudev. Haribol, haribol. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa naminai, Kora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prestayate.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa naminai, Kora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prestayate.
Haribol, Nitai Gaur. So we'll discuss again and read and have a recall and an understanding clearly, without a doubt, the path that we are treading or we are following. So dapat maging klaro sa atin na yung ginagawa nyo, naintindihan talaga nyo, at alam nyo, hindi make-believe o kaya mag-believe kayo, kundi naintindihan nyo talaga. Okay? I'll give you one example. So when Lord Krishna advised all of us, He gives us instruction in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita means the song of God. It is God's desire. It is His will. It is His happiness. So it's all about the pleasure of God. Okay? So when we are able to listen through God's mercy, fortunate enough to come in contact with someone who's very dear to the Supreme Lord Krishna, and that is His confidential loving servant, the devotee of God, the spiritual master. Okay. So from listening to Him, listening, because He sees the truth, He understands the truth, and He gives us the basic understanding of our essence. So from that point, we can now comprehend and understand clearly, not make believe, that we are eternal. He gives a practical example. Practical example ba? That you don't die, you live eternally. And I like to point out something na if we follow Him, we can see the truth. So, through practical example, because now it's COVID time, the time of death. Okay? So, pag halimbawa, you come in contact with someone who's very dear to you, you're always thinking of that person. Okay? You relate to him, you call him, you text him, you email him, you chat with him, you blog with him. Okay? Yeah? Then, vacation. You go home. When you arrive in your place, the person whom you're communicating when you're here, she's gone. Okay? But the body is there. You see the body. The body is made out of matter, chemicals, or in terms of which is very practical, it's made out of earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and the pulse ego. And the person who is covered by this pulse ego, understanding, thinking is the Lord. He leaves the body, His kingdom. Okay? So now you understand somebody left the body. Is it not true? Is it make-believe? That the person, halimbawa, let's be blunt, pag uwi mo, yung katawan na lang ng mama mo, nakita mo, nakakahon, may ilaw, lahat nagdadasal, at may naglalaro ng tong-its dun sa tabi, nagmamadyong, at dahil sa hirap ng buhay, laging nandun, naglalamay para uminom ng kape, at makahanap ng mga kaibigan, at laging nag-iisip. Di ba? They're discussing, kawawa naman siya. But illusion is very powerful. Hindi nila alam, someday yung katawan nila nandun din. O kung hindi man lamang, mahulog sila sa bangin, hindi sila makita, pumasok sila sa kuweba, hindi ka na makalabas, mabulok yung katawan. Wala na yung spirit soul eh. Pagdating ng rescuer, butot balat na lang dahil kinain na ng mga mananap. Okay. Pero alam mo, reality, dati may kausap ako. Ha? Now, she's gone. Ngayon, kung ang understanding mo, yung attachment mo is based upon ignorance, not seeing the person, what will happen to you? Napakalungkot. Hindi lang yung nakapakalungkot, kisi-kisi ka doon, magligid-ligid. Ba't mo ako iniwan? Okay? Is it not reality? Okay? Halimbawa, may pupunta sa holo. Dito na lang, let's talk about the small picture sa buhay natin. Huwag na tayo mag-isip ng global, universal. Pag-usapan na lang natin tayo. Yung sitwasyon natin. Okay? Kailangan natin ng alibyo. Relief. Pero anong klaseng relief? Okay? Yung ba yung binibigay ng mga politician? 5 kilong bigas? 1 dosenang sardinas? Para iboto nyo sila? It's not the relief we're looking for. We are asking this question. Why am I here? Ba't ako nandito? Bakit sa pag-struggle ko sa mundo na to find eternality, hindi nangyayari? Iwan ko yung katawan. Kung ignorant ka, laking problema mo. Kasi pagdating ng panahon, iwan mo yung katawan. Lahat ng kinurakot mo o kinuha mo, tinabi mo sa bangko, sa ilalim ng banig, sa tampipe, sa bayong, iwan mo. Kakainin na ng langgam, yung mga skyflakes, yung mga ano. Lahat ng gatas doon, kainin na ng mga uod. Clear sa inyo yan? So, hindi tayo nag-uusap dito ng believe. I believe. Who cares about your belief? It is the truth that this body will die and you don't die. How is that? When you're relating to somebody, that person lives, the body crumbles because the body is made out of cells, and cells are made of atoms. The building blocks of this body. Kaya yung building blocks sa'yo, maghiwalay when the living entity lives. In science, it's called the breaking down of atoms. Now, when nandiyan ka sa katawan na yan, may init. Kaya yung yakap mo, may init dahil may spirit soul. Pero ang tanong, init ba ng pag-ibig o init ng matinding pagnanasa na nasusunog ka? Init pero walang kumukulo. Nasusunog yung pakiramdam mo. Dala-dala mo yung bigat sa ulo mo. Dahil hindi ka konektado sa buhay. Konektado ka sa mundong mapait, mainit, naglalagalab. Is it clear? Okay? So isang understanding ng reality is that bago ka lumabas sa tiyan, di ba, nasa loob ka ng tiyan ng nanay mo? Hindi mo na maalaala na nasa loob kayo ng tiyan ng nanay nyo, di ba? Hindi naman inisip nyo, ay dati nung baby ako, nakaganon yung ano ko, naalaala ko, nasa loob ako ng tiyan ng nanay ko. Hindi nyo maalaala yun. Kasi 9 months kayo sa loob ng tiyan. Yung katawan nyo nakaganon, nakapalupot, nakabalot, ng kung ano-ano. At inarrange ng Mother Nature, you go to forgetfulness. Kundi mabuang ka. Ngayon, hindi kayo makaupo rito ng 1 oras. Hindi ka kayo makafocus in a day. To be focused with your mind, with your heart, to meditate and focus upon doing the will of God. Kasi we are conditioned to follow the dictates of the mind. Okay. Imagine you're in the womb for 9 months. Hindi nga kayo makaupo rito. Sa kwarto nyo, kaya ba nyo umupo doon? O sa CR na lang, kaya nyo buong araw nakaupo kayo? Pwede, kung langaw kayo, uuud. Okay? Kasi yun na yung buhay nyo. Anyway, ang point ko, paglabas nyo, labas mo, wala kang ngipin. Hindi naman paglabas mo, bigyan ka agad ng toothbrush ng nanay mo eh. Dong, mag-toothbrush. Wala kang ipon. Okay? Pag tumubo yung ngipin mo, maalala mo ba na tumubo yung ngipin mo? Maalala nyo, tumubo yung ngipin nyo? Napakasakit nun. Kasi, pag tubo ng baby teeth, nakaganon. Tapos maliliit lang yan eh. Pagtagal, kung halimbawa, yung mama nyo very concerned about cleanliness, wala kayong bulok ng ngipin. Pero may susunod man na kabanata, kailangan tumubo yung permanent teeth nyo. Yung ngipin nyo, ganun. Tapos hindi nyo alam. So lalabas yung ngipin nyo, dito. Okay? Kailangan bunutin yung ngipin na walang bulok. Pero kung bulok yung ngipin nyo, lalabas, matutulak lang yung ipin na may nana. Okay? Pero hindi nyo naisip na dati, tinubuan kayo ng ngipin. Pero ngayon, maalala nyo, binunutan kayo ng ngipin. Di ba? Alala nyo? You remember? So, hindi kayo ang ngipin. So, ang point ko, you were once in a baby body, tapos yung baby body natin gumagapang, di ba? Okay, kung nasa katawan lalaki ka, pag tayo mo, bigyan ka agad ng pusil-pusil ang tatay mo. Hindi ka bigyan ng Barbie doll. Di ba? Pero kung kasama mo parati mami mo, bigyan ka ng Barbie doll. Okay? Kung babae naman, bigyan ka ng Barbie doll. Kaya baby Barbie doll, yung gano'n ang laro niya. Yeah? Paglaki na ng katawan, hindi ka na interesado sa Barbie doll. Iba na yung gusto mo. Pagkasinlaki ka na ni yung sunod. Pintik! Magdulat na damang. Okay? Sa gabi, lakat. Asan damang? Di ba? Ginagawa man nyo yan nung bata kayo. Pero yung katawan nyo, wala na. Ha? Pero hindi nyo maalala kasi Maya is very strong. Inisip nyo, ako, namay nyo, ang damang, nadako kayo, mapildi ang damang ni Kirtandas kay, ay, di ba? Mag-ibutang yun na ako na sa posporo kahon, tago. Okay? Diba? Ginagawa nyo yan? Simple lang tayo, kasi simple lang man din tayo. Yung mga girls naman, may doll sila, okay? Nisip nila, kailangan ko ng baby bird, teddy bear. Okay? Hindi yung teddy bear na may ngipin, na malaki. Pero pwede rin malaki, pero mukhang baby na bear. Hindi nakakatakot. Yakap-yakap mo parate, naglalakad ka, baby bear. Okay? Pero pagtagal, hindi na yan kailangan nyo. Pagdating nyo ng puberty, 13 years old, 13, 14, 15, 16, iba na. Pagtingin nyo sa salamin, huy, iba na yung attraction nyo. Hindi lang yun, worry nyo, dagang kayo ko pimples. Nagnana, pisilin. Kailangan ko ng Clearasil para limpyo amis, okay? Kasi para hindi nakakahiya. Kaya yun ang pinapakita sa inyo sa media ba na, Mami, hindi ko mo eskwela. Nga naman, naku, pimple diri. Ulaw. Okay? Ha? Ba ganun ang outlook? Pero hindi nyo napapansin kasi natural lang man. Na ganun kinalakihan nyo. So that body will be gone. And you'll be in this body now, super senior citizen. And then, I just heard, my friend just passed away. Tinanong ko, kasalubong ko yung katawan kahapon, pero walang lumalakad sa likod kasi madali, mainit. Nakasakay sa Saint Peter. Starex. Puting-puti. At lahat nakaupo, nagmomotor, following the death march. Alam yung death march? Ito, death run. Lahat nakatingin. Ngano namatay siya? Bata pa man. Si Lola namatay 115. Siya, ang lola niya, dugay ang kinabuhi. Siya, 59. Ngano ka? Okay? So lahat nandun. Tapos buutang kayo na siya ba? Pero nung buhi, kuyaw na, batasan, hindi na makaon sa iro. Okay? Puro lang pambalikas. Pero pag umalis na, lahat nandun. May magsasalita pa yun. Ang akong tita na pakabuutan. Pag wala may kwarta magpautang. Hindi na kailangan mangutang sa turko. Okay? Pero sa tinood, buhi pa, nasa lawas, bati na batasan, kay muduol ka, mangunta na dayon, nagunsa ka diri. Kung sa'y kailangan mo. Okay? Uhugaw yung tuwil. Hugasan mo na nga, sulot ka diri, hugaw ka yung tuwil. Bago lang ako naglimpyo. Yun ang nangyayari sa mundo natin, okay? Kaya ako sinabi to, para maintindihan natin yung opportunity na nabigay sa atin to be doing the will of God, to be with Krishna. Yun ang eternal world natin. Okay? I'll read to you something. Kaya lang, ginigising ko lang kayo para makita ba nyo? Makita ba nyo? Ano ba ako? Sino ang baliw? Okay? Sino ang baliw? Ay nakatingin ka kay Kirtandas, siguro siya. Okay? Pero hindi mo nakikita, ikaw pala. Okay? Okay? Kapon, we discuss about the 6 principles favorable for execution of devotional service. Meaning, a relationship with God. Okay? If you want to relate with someone, then you must know what he wants. Na? Parang, halimbawa, yung boys, nang liligaw kayo, di ba? May dumating dito na, uy, simple country girl, taga-Bukin, okay? Gusto niya maging saucy. Alam yung saucy? Social, okay? Maskin puro peklat, naka-short. Okay? At mga girls naman nandun, bati ito, mang legs. Mas gwapo pa ko sa iya. Okay? Okay. Ngayon, gusto mo makipag-usap sa kanya, Muraridas. Siyempre, you want to know, tatanong ka, friend siya ni Kurdapia. Lapitan ko, okay? Kurdapia, si Petra, okay? Unsay gusto niya, okay? Ang iyang ganahan, binangkal. Okay? Pero karon dili na. Kailangan na niya ng spaghetti from Devil B. Pero layo man ta sa Devil B. Naadiya sa gilid. Kanang ano ba? Usa na? Kanang tiil og ang tawag nila doon yung ganon yung paa ng manok, ang tawag nila, may paog sila doon eh. Legs yung hindi yung pagtawag nila ng drumstick. Okay? Unsay na drumstick? Hala? Unsay gusto niya? Sabi ni Kurdapi, drumstick. Drum and bugle ka man. Padala na ako siya, drumstick. Pero hindi mo alam pala, ang gusto niya, drumstick from Devil V. Okay? Padala mo siya ng stick ng drumstick mo. Okay? So, ang point ko rito, when you relate to someone, okay? You should to relate. Kailangan alam mo anong gusto niya. Yeah? So, let's be serious. You're suffering, okay? And may boat. Ikaw nalulunod ka sa dagat. Tingin mo na doon na kayo ang iho, ang pating. Okay? Ang imong kusog. Ang gunit lang nimo ay imong gitara. Nakagunit ka sa gitara. Okay? Kay ang naakamang pinimay mo kantahon ang hanggang ngayon naglalakbay ka pa kaya ka tumutugtog. Nalumubog yung barko, nalunod. Okay? Hawak mo yung gitara. Saan ka papunta? Maglalakbay ka pa ba? Dahil ang paglalakbay mo ay malapit nang matapos. Nandiyan naman yung pating. Lami ni kay ang kaon ni is pagkaon sa Devil B. Baskog. Okay? Hawak mo yung gitara. Tapos dumaan yung barko. Nakatingin sa iyo yung mga tao. Uy, nalumos. Luoy. Okay? Luoy. Dagang kayo iho sa paligid. Di lang iho. Kay balo ka kanang kugita. Ang kugita, dili lang anak kadako, kanang ihawon sa dalan. Nakita ba nyo? Nakakain na ba kayo ng barbecue yung kugita? Punta kayo doon sa papuntang Kamigin. Bigla kayo, lahat ng kugita. Iniihaw yung ulo, may mga mata pang ganun. Tapos may pangil. Iniihaw. Tapos lahat nakatingin, lami kayo ni kauna na Bilog, malaking ulo. Mata nakatingin sa'yo ba? Okay? Pero yung kugita sa dagat, hindi ganun, malalaki. At yung nukus, ano yung nukus? Murag pa, nukus? Mucus? Nukus? Nukus! Ano yun? Yung luto nila na apilang dugo na itom, butangan lang suka. Adobong nukus, kaya itom. Murag adobo, murag dinuguan. Dako kayo. Napalibot na ni mo, Bob. Natong ipon, dako. Yung ano, ang tawag nila doon? Anong tawag sa nukus, ano? Di ba yung pugita, octopus, may isa pa eh. Yung hindi Squid. Okay? Squid. Okay? Ang lalaki nun, yung squid. Hindi lang yung akala nyo squid na niluluto ng nanay nyo pag, ay, nukus, barato kayo, 10 ang kilo lang. Pagbili, adobong nukus. Nalulunod ka. Kita mo yung nukus ang lalaki tapos nakatingin sa yung mata, bilog, yung mga ganun, may magalamay. Pagdikit nun, suyupon ang dugo. Tas na atong ipon, murag spider. Tas na ang kugita. Na ang ipon gapon dako. Sa material world, natural lang sa atin na makita, ay, namatay atong silingan ba ay? Unsa man? COVID. Okay? Namatay atong silingan ba ay? Nga naman. Mas dagan man ang inom kaysa sa kaon. Okay? Yun ang mundo rito. Pero hindi nyo nakikita yun. Okay? Is it understandable sa inyo? So when you are able to see na, I'm drowning, I'm dying, my body's getting old, and I'm not this body, what will you do? Okay? Then, because of the mercy of our spiritual master, the seer of truth, through association with him, he's able to give us this wisdom of our true identity. Kaya to be able to know Lord Krishna, one must first understand your essence, our essence. Okay? Intindihan nyo? So, hindi to make believe. Kasi nakita na yun nyo. Si Kirtandas dati, nagligid-ligid ang lawas niya, baby kayo, ang picture oh. Naka-diaper, pero sa una, may kalson. Walang pantalon, no? Pero hindi nahiya. No? Kasi baby man. Di ba? Naglalakad, walang purul. Okay? Pero, okay lang, baby eh. Pero karon maglakad ka wari purul. Intindihan nyo? Is it clear sa inyo? Okay. Following the footsteps of previous saintly person. Okay? So, you have seen, we have discussed lately, previously, for so long, dinidiscuss ko parate, parang pabalik-balik, a recall, kung ano yung footstep ng saintly person. Ano yung decision na ginawa nila? Ano yung, paano nila in-address? Alam niyo address? Pag may papadala kang sulat, paano mo in-address? Paano mo pinadala yung sulat? Paano ka nag-make ng decision? How were you able to address the problem? Okay? Ngayon, you're dying every moment. Okay? At hindi lang yun. Yung katawan na yakap-yakap mo, wala na. Ngayon, yakap mo, ito, this is me. Pag tagal yung nagtuturo, wala na. Okay? Pag alis mo, goodbye. Pero, bakit kayod pa rin tayo ng kayod para i-maintain yung mundo ng illusion? Because of Maya. Because we are following the mind, the desire in the mind. That's why the first realization must come with understanding of your true identity. Until and unless you know you're not the body, you're transcendental, you will not make progress because you cannot understand Krishna. Hindi mo kasi how can you understand what is transcendental if you don't know you're transcendental also? Is it clear, Jagannatha? So what we're standing here is not make-believe. It's not to convince you Dahil mas malaki yung baba ko sa inyo. Dahil may microphone ako. Okay? Is it clear? Okay. Doon muna tayo kasi dito ko idadirect yung ngayon yung pag-uusapan natin. Ito yung gusto kong sabihin last time sa inyo because you're in the you know, you understand now, you have this kingdom, okay? You have this kingdom. You can comprehend. So ngayon, yung dati natin, I like to recall lang before I go forward, the embodied spirit soul, the embodied you ba? Covered by this body. The embodied spirit soul, master of the city of his body, master nga ba ng body, does not create activities, nor does he induce people to act, nor does he create the fruits of action. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature. Okay? So lahat ng condition ninyo, hindi kayo yun. Yung desire, hindi rin kayo. May force na nagmo-motivate, who forces you, material nature. And that force is lost when we are disconnected. We're not in harmony with the pleasure of God. When we have forgotten our true eternal world and identity as eternally the loving servant of God. Lahat ng gumagalaw dito, kaya nga makikita nyo, tahimik kayo, bigla na lang, may yung misery is caused by the mind. Misery is caused by other living entities. Misery is caused by Mother Nature. Nandiyan ka lang naman sa body mo, sa katawan mo, di ba? Biglang mamaya may earthquake. Ikaw yung witness. Ngayon ang tanong, why is this happening? Because you are in a wrong dimension. The dimension of suffering and changes this body and this world. And we are invited by Krsna to do His will. He's telling us, do my will, follow my devotee. So we can have clear understanding of our true identity. And from that point, we can understand the Supreme Person. Because we will give us yung proseso na para makita ang Supreme Person. Is it clear sa inyo? Is it clear? Ito. Who gives you the vision? Sabi ni Lord Krsna, you cannot see Him with your present eye. Kasi yung mata nyo made out of matter. Therefore, I give you the divine eyes, but which you can behold my mystic opulence. So how can we be understanding and experiencing what was narrated by Lord Krsna, the eternal truth, the science of devotional service? How can we understand that? By associating with someone who is seer of the truth, because that person, through his life's example, we can understand. So ngayon, ang situation natin, when your body is sick, you go to a doctor, and the doctor gives you prescription to get well. For example, may sipon ka, tumutulo yung sipon mo, tumutulo, hindi mo alam kung bakit, yung pala infected yung throat mo. Dahil infected yung throat mo, yung inuubo ka, okay? Huwag kayo pupunta sa ospital, kay COVID agad kayo. Quarantine, dead ball ka na. So, gagawin mo lang, makinig sa instruction ng doktor. Mag-take ng antibiotic at para mawala inflammation, mag-take ng cough syrup para ma-appease yung inflammation, yung patayin yung bacteria kung kaya. At you follow the prescription. So after a while, kung hindi mo ginagawa yun, hindi yung bacteria nandiyan pa rin sa throat mo, inflame, wala kang ginawa, okay? Sigarilyo ka, inom ka, okay? Kain ka ng, hindi ka nagtututbrush, mamaya, yung throat mo may sign. Kasi namamugo. Yung mo, yung, anong tawag dito? Tonsil mo, imbis diretso, nakabalikog na ba? Ano? Naghubag na. Nabara na? Nagdako na ba? Gamay na lang. Kaya ubo mo. Kasi hindi mo sinunod yung instruction ng doktor eh. Ha? Pero kung matino ka, sabi ng doktor, okay, take this medicine. And after 3 days, we'll see if you're getting well. Okay? So when you take the medicine, araw-araw, religiously kasi you have faith that is bona fide. Then after a while, wala naman tulo dire. Gamay na naman ubo. ang pagtanaw nyo sa salmen, ang tonsil ko hindi naman nagubag na padako, pagamay. Kaya pwede na ako magsabi na, Haribol! Hindi na yung, okay? Then nakarelax ka na. Hindi na yung, hindi ka na ubo ng ubo, sakit ka, dire, ubo mo, sakit ang likod. Hindi na ganun. Okay? Kasi sinunod mo yung gamot eh. Okay? So nakita mo, pagpunta mo, kumusta? You're getting better. Wala na yung ubo mo, wala na yung sipon. So you take this vitamin C to strengthen your immune system. Okay? And drink a lot of water. You get well. Yeah? Ganon din sa spiritual life. After understanding yung truth, you apply yung process to strengthen your resolve. Not make believe. Because when you come in contact with the Supreme Person, and when we are able to be in harmony with what is natural, absolutely natural activities we should be engaging in to please God, like the devotees, real devotees, then we experience joy in our heart. Tindihan niyo? So it's up to Krishna to, it's Him. Okay? Sige, may tinitingnan ako, naglagay ako, dami kasing marker nito eh. Nakikita ko man, mahaba. Ano man ako, farsighted, hindi yan. Kasi may problema yung mata. So how can you understand this science? Okay? Paano natin maintindihan yung science? Science means wisdom. Parang yung example ko, pag may sakit ka, punta ka sa doktor, tunay na doktor hindi yung budol-budol na quack doktor na laway-laway yung ulo nyo Bigyan ka ng medication, gagaling ka. Okay? So, we're given this opportunity now, then, to understand the Supreme Person, we must first understand who we are. Okay? Pag naintindihan mo, I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul. And the source is my Father, my friend, the Supreme Father. Okay. So ano yung qualification? Paano natin maintindihan? You come in contact with someone who's seer of the truth. Okay? Someone who knows. God Himself. So Lord Krishna is giving us advice. This very ancient science, ancient means, alam mo yung ansyano? Long time ago. Hindi yung sinasabi ng mga scientists na 10 billion years. Okay? Pumutok. Then, biglang may lumabas. Na ganun. Lumalangoy, nagsusurvive, nagkaroon ng paa, lumakad sa lupa, dahil nag-adapt, naging unggoy. So, lahat daw tayo, galing sa unggoy. Sila lang, hindi tayo. Okay? Nakakita na ba kayong tao na Na dating unggoy, nagiging unggoy. May buntot, tapos nawawala yung buntot. May populasyon ba rito na, uy, tao, pero may buntot na unggoy. Isip unggoy meron. Utak unggoy meron. Kalokohan yun. The science was received, yung descending, since time immemorial, walang time, eternal. And it is received through disciplic succession. God Himself. Okay. God remembers past, present, and future. He is all-knower. He knows you. Kaya hindi na nyo kailangan magpakitang gilas. O pure ako, mabait ako. No, Krishna knows you. He knows our situation. The spiritual master knows you. Kaya hindi mo na kailangan mag-orchestrate, gumawa ng senaryo para tanggapin, para bigyan ng service. No. Hindi mo na kailangan i-trick ang spiritual master with your devious mind and manipulate. You cannot manipulate God. Okay? It must be a relationship of purity, of complete surrender. Your love, your heart. Because that is our natural nature, to be serving and loving God. Ba't tayo nagsasuffer? Because we are envious of God. We make decision for our own self. We don't seek protection from God. And when we relate to God, we want God to do our will. Kaya even in chanting, in trying to serve our spiritual master, we orchestrate something because we want our spiritual master to do our will. Naintindihan nyo? And then, ano yung perfect example? Ano yung example ng someone who is a pure loving servant? Completely surrender. Faithful, truthful, like Bali Maharaj. He can give up everything because he understands the truth. Nothing belongs to him. And what can he have eternally? His relationship with Krishna. No matter everything is taken away. Hindi niya kailangan magpakitang gilas. Maging mukhang mabait pero hindi mabait para tanggapin, mahalin. Is it clear? Don't play this mind game. At pag binigyan tayo ng instruction ni Lord Krishna from our spiritual master, you simply follow. Because when we follow, Krishna's please. Yun ang key. So look at the life of Mrigari. Binigyan siya ng instruction. Break your bow. Alis, huwag ka na mag-worry. Balihin mo yan, tapon mo yan. Paano ako mabuhay? Huwag ka na mag-problema. Everything will be taken care of. Okay? At the time, he followed the instruction of Krishna, the instruction of his spiritual master. He's protected. Because that is the promise of Krishna. So, to be able to understand Lord Krishna, because to understand His love and concern, because you're not God. The only way you can know about the Supreme Person is through His revelation. Okay? Siya lang magbibigay sa'yo ng understanding. Okay? Hindi yung akala mo ikakahon mo yung Diyos. Hindi ganun. With your mind, hindi mo magagawa yan. So when we relate with the Supreme Person, kaya natin makikita someone who is simply surrender means someone who has pure, unalloyed, devotional service. Complete surrender, the third prayer of Lord Chaitanya. Unflinching faith, hindi nagbabago. Kasi nga, yung buhay niya, yun yung relationship niya sa Diyos. Na wala nakakaalam. Siya lang. Kasi individual man. Okay? So, hindi mo na kailangan i-orchestrate, gawa ng senaryo para sundin ng spiritual master yung gusto mo. Okay? Gawa ka ng mga salita-salita dyan. Oh, ganito. Pero in the end, gawin mo yung gusto ko. Okay? That is completely perverted. Baliktad. Kasi ang science na pinapalo natin is to be in harmony with what is natural for us. So when we speak of religion, what is real religion then? It is your natural tendency to serve. To love. Kaya lang, nakapokus tayo sa temporary world na nagbabago. Kaya yung pagsisilbi natin, shelter natin, walang kasagutan. Kasi ang hawak mo, ilusyon. Yakap mo yung katawan, iwan mo yung katawan. Hakop ka ng hakop, alis ka sa katawan. Ha? Lahat ng shelter mo, akala mo, may nagkokontrol, si Krishna. Ang gagawin lang talaga natin, to put our life in His hands. Krishna, protect me. Pero kung hindi natin gagawin yun, susundin natin yung isipan lang natin, kung ano yung mundo natin dati, yung selfish interest natin, guided by lust, guided by illusion, yun lang sakit. Kaya spiritual life is very grave. Serious ba? Hindi yung serious lagi lang ka nakaganon. Serious means grave, you understand the truth. Okay? Pag sinabi ng spiritual master sa atin, kasi bulag ka binigsan ka na, ito yung dadaanan mo, hawakan mo yung pisi, parang pumasok kayo sa cave, di ba? Okay, itong pisi, itali dyan sa labas, kasi pag nawala kayo sa loob, sundan lang yung pisi. Pero matigas man ulo mo, di na kailangan pisi. Kusog kayo akong, kaya kong mamuhi, no? Kaya kong kamang taste. Pagpasok mo, asa si Muraridas? Nawa man. Okay? Tinanggal mo yung pisi, diri ko. So pag alis namin, nandun ka pa rin sa loob. Ha? Baka muulan, malunop ni. Ang tubig ba yan, saka-saka yun na inay. Baka naadya ka tong inahan sa kobra ba? Katong dako kayo na anaconda naadya. Kanang gikao ni Jimmy. Ano pa lang to? Baby pa lang to. Pero nakakaon na sila halos ang tunga sa ilang baryo nakakaon. Adobong. Okay? Adobong anaconda. Baby pa lang to. Pero baka nasa loob. Alam niyo? So anyway, this very ancient science of relationship with the Supreme today is told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend. Therefore, you can understand the transcendental mystery of this science. So, to be a friend means, pag may kaibigan kayo, you trust, di ba? Okay? So meaning, you have someone whom you can rely. You can open your heart. Hindi yung friend nyo sa material world. Ganito yan. Sabi ni Govindadasi, siya sikreto, kitago. Gisulti ni Radadasi, kini daw si, no? Okay? Jagad di siya, sikreto, dili isulti, kay gikan sa ako. Okay? Yun ang friendship sa mundo Ha? Pagtagal, kay balo na. Narinig na naman ni Muraridas. Okay? Nadungog na ako kay Bindadasi. Nagisulti ni Govindadasi. Pero naisip ba nyo, lagi kayong nasa likod. Ang nakaprant parate, siya ang sadan. Hindi na napansin? Laging likay ba, iwas pusoy. Ha? Pero you love to hear about the gossip. Okay? So, kaya ko gusto i-discuss sa inyo. This very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is told to you by me today because you are my devotee. So, ano yung devotee? Look at the life of Bali Maharaj. He is the king of the universe. Okay? And everything will be taken away from him. Kasi nga, Lord Krishna, Vamana, nag-appear to unburden yung load niya. Okay? So he'll become close. And also, it will be a test. Not a test. It will be his resolve. Yung relationship. Susundin ba niya? Dahil kaibigan niya si Krishna? Kaya mo bang tumayo doon? Hold the line? Okay? O iwas pusoy, likay. Siya ang may sala. Okay? He makes a stand. Because he's truthful. Alin truthful? Alin truthful? Truthful. Kung ano yung totoo, yun ang gagawin niya. Hindi mabawali. Yun lang. One-pointedly. Truthfulness. Yun ang pinaka-hold niya. Yung relationship niya of surrender. Truthful siya. No matter what. Giving up everything. Okay? Like ni Gary. Truthful siya. At surrender siya sa instruction. Obedient siya. Sinunod niya si Narada Muni. Okay? Ang association ng devotee, look at the prostitute who came to Haridas Thakur to put him down, to destroy him. But because his potency to purify, the supreme purifier, God the servant, the namacharya of the holy names. So yung pure light, where there is light, there is no darkness. Kaya dumating yung darkness, maliwanag. So it touched her heart. It is about your heart, your shelter. Because your position eternally, as eternally the loving servant of God, connects with your life of shelter, the sweetness of having a friend who will always be there. Walang condition. He loves you. Ngayon, ang question tayo, how can you relate to God? Anong relationship gusto niya? Okay? Will you put your life in God's hands? Which is in reality, absolutely, is all in His hands. But will it be a relationship of sweetness? Okay? Nakita niyo si Lord Krishna nung ninakaw ni Lord Brahma yung sa mystic power ni Lord Brahma, tinago niya lahat yung mga cowherd boys, cowherd, Pag naglalaro si Krishna, pag yan, nasa yung mga kaibigan ko? Si Lord Brahma, ang creator, akala niya siya ang big time creator. He played the trick. 1 minute lang, ganun lang. Gumano lang si Lord Brahma, 1 year, wala, lahat. Pero sa time natin, 1 year. Pero si Lord Brahma, kadyut lang, nag-ana lang ba siya? Pagbalik na, 1 year na. Pero during that time, Krishna protected his devotees, the relationship of those who love Krishna. So he expanded himself to all those devotees. Kaya yung relationship protected, it becomes enhanced. Kasi naging sweet. Kasi ang inaalagaan ng mga tatay nila si Krishna. Nagtaka sila, bakit sobrang mahal ko anak ko? Yung cows, ang daming milk lumalabas. Yung pala, ibinigyan sila opportunity ni Krishna through his inconceivable power. So yun ang relationship ni Lord Krishna. The giver of pleasure, the protector. So, stop trying to be the protector of yourself. Because you're not all-powerful, you're not in control. Don't play this contaminated, evil, lusty, duplistic life wherein you're not able to enter that world of devotion. Because you want to do your own will, you want God to do your will. So what we should do is surrender completely. Because He will be the one to embrace you. And He's the source of happiness, pleasure, and protection. Kaya the devotee, no fear. He puts himself in the hands of God. Anyway, in absolute reality, all of us is in His hands. We are meant to give Him pleasure. Although He's the supreme person who does not need anything or any devotional activity because He's self-sufficient. Okay? So yun yung science na pinapalo. So when you live that life now in meditation, by following our spiritual master, simply being obedient and truthful, then you don't need to listen to anybody. You just give your heart, your time to following Him. And then you're pleasing to Krishna because you're taking this opportunity of relating to someone He loves, the spiritual master. Because the mercy of the spiritual master and the care of the spiritual master is not different from Krishna's love for us. So it's about devotion and service. Yun hindi yung pag-ibig sa mundo na to. So it's about you under the shelter, experiencing the sweetness of harmony with Krishna's will. And it must be you, all of us, to take that path, to apply it in our life. Not from someone who puts us in the box. Okay? That's why it's very important to simply give our life to God and to the spiritual master, who is the confidential loving servant of God. And it's described as Sakta Veshavatara, empowered living entity, who's not different from God because He's God the servant. By His wish, by His prayer, by His mercy, you go to Krishna. That is Narada Muni. And our spiritual master is non-different. Intindihan nyo? Narada Muni, simply seeing them, Nala Kubera and Manigriva, the son of Kubera, the treasurer of heaven. Okay? Oh, they're engaging in simple activity. Curse them, but the curse is spiritual. They became devotees of Krishna. Uncovered the covering of materialism. Is it clear sa inyo? So, spiritual life is completely dependent upon Krishna, upon His love. And to be able to understand that, that's why the first basic understanding is to understand who you are. Kasi you cannot relate to Lord Krishna thinking, I'm a woman, I'm a gopi. No. Pwede nasa katawan lalaki ka. Pwedeng bata ka, relationship mo kay Lord Krishna, nanay ka ni Krishna, tatay ka ni Krishna. Pero in materialistic world, hindi mo maintindihan yun. Until and unless we are free from this materialism, from false ego, we are liberated. We understand our true transcendental nature and identity. And through the blessing of the spiritual master, we can enter that world. When we follow the instruction of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna, ano instruction ni Lord Krishna? Just surrender unto me and I'll protect you. Abandon all varieties of religion. Abandon nyo lahat yan. Yung mundo nyo na ilusyon. Pero mahirap. Kasi nga, ano man tayo, condition tayo ba? But there is a way. The Supreme Purifier, Krishna Himself. When you are sincere, when you're honest, to surrender, to put your life in His hands, Krishna takes care of you. Until and unless we don't do that, then we are not pleasing to Krishna. Because that's His instruction. Surrender to me, I'll protect you. And if you look in our study program, all those who followed this path, following the footsteps of the saintly person, they succeeded. Intindihan nyo? They succeeded. And even at through the mercy of Lord Nityananda, during the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, Jagad and Madai, who are dacoits, alam mo dacoits? Lower than the lowest. Rapist, killer, drunkard, weird, okay, evil people in consciousness because of their animosity towards Krishna. But through the mercy of Lord Nityananda, okay, they hurt Lord Nityananda, binato siya ng pat sa ulo, nagdugo. Because they're playing the role of a human being, of a devotee. Lord Nityananda is Balaram. Okay, understand? Balaram. He's the maintainer of the universe, Sankarsan. Okay. So is it clear? So what happened nung nalaman ni Lord Chaitanya na hinurt si Lord Nityananda, tumakbo siya. Sa galit niya ba, with Sudarshan Chakra para patayin si Jagad and Madai. Okay? Alam yung Sudarshan Chakra? Millions. It's sharper than a switchblade and brighter than a millions innumerable sun. It can burn you, it can cut you. It's the weapon of Krishna. Okay? Nung nakita nila si Lord Chaitanya, wow, death personified. Okay? That even in fear, but because Lord Nityananda's there, simply by his wish, by his desire, telling Lord Chaitanya, please. Okay? So the devotee, if you can look closely, who's more powerful? The devotee or Krishna? Okay? Because Lord Krishna followed the dictates of the devotee because of their love. Tindihan nyo? He's completely dependent upon their love. But He's all-powerful and self-sufficient. So that is the world we should be entering. And to be able to understand that, we must be free from material consideration, false bodily identification, and realize completely, we must become real devotees. Intindihan niya? And that is the opportunity you have while you have this human form of life. Kasi hindi naman pwede yung aso umupo rito na matagal eh. And out of millions and billions of living entities, sino lang yung nakikinig about Krishna? Sino yung nakamit sa spiritual master to enter that world? You're given that opportunity. Like previously, opportunity comes. Previously, we have kirtan here every day. Everybody's chanting, dancing. But because of COVID time, distancing, no more chanting like that. But because the holy names is self-sufficient, we simply continue chanting. But we're given opportunity to be with devotees, okay, traveling this world. Now you're given this opportunity. Meron kayo opportunity. So, yung condition ninyo dati, it's all illusion. Hindi totoo yun. Kasi hindi naman kayong katawan. Lahat ng plano nyo sa mundo, sa isip nyo, hindi rin totoo yun. Because you're not the mind. You're not the desire. You are the spiritual, eternal, transcendental. That at the changes of the body, all the desires passing by, you're still the person who can watch the desire, the mind. Now, through the process given to you, you can direct the mind and give your life, your heart, follow the footsteps of the saintly person. Don't listen to someone who's given decision, who's given instruction by God, by the spiritual master to do something and doesn't do that. Externally, he may have followers. Externally, he may be in this personality called very advanced. You only follow God, the Lord breathing the heart, and be guided by that world of that is eternal. Following the footsteps of the saintly person. Then you will never fail because you make the decision to surrender to Lord Krishna. And He will reveal Himself to you because He knows your heart. You don't need to play mind games. Alam mo yung mind games you do with everyone? Alam mo yung mind game paano? Ganito. Nakakita kayo ng pagkain. Kita nyo si Kirtandas. Umiinom ng gatas. Tapos nakita nyo, idagam pa man siya gatas. Agi lang ko, murag, gutom kayo ko. Okay? Padungog ba? Padungog. Gutom kayo ko. Si Kirtandas, umiinom ng gatas. Madungog niya, gutom kayo ko. Bako pagkaon. Ganahan kayo siya kumain? Uminom ng gatas habang kung kaibigan mo yan, ha? Pero kung hindi niya kaibigan, mirisi. Waka gatas. Okay? Ha? Go. Oh, say, please. Okay. Thank you, Haribol. Haribol. Okay. He's afraid kasi he can get rice, he's afraid of hot. Kita yung sunog niya dito. Yun ang trauma niya eh. Pag mainit, tadlok na siya. Nare-remember niya na pag kumuha siya ng mainit na tubig, mapasok siya, sakit, kaya maalalaman niya yung nakita niyo, wala na yung peklat yung ganyang kalaki, sunog yung laman niya. Tayo, na-condition na tayo matagal. Sa enjoyment, akala natin na hindi totoo. Pero naka-experience tayo ng sobrang suffering. Kinumot-kumot atong kuso, ang ano natin, mentally troubled tayo, pero bakit natin ginagawa parate? Kasi we're shackled, anchored tayo. Natamaka na tayo ni Maya. We're in Maya. And Krishna embraces us, gives us the holy names. So we can see, we can understand from someone who is seeing the truth, our Gurudev. Okay? He loves us. So yun yung process natin. So don't put, dapat ang gagawin nyo sa buhay nyo, what can I do to please Krishna? Hindi yun, what will I do so I can experience transcendental bliss and be purified? No. What can I do to follow the instruction of my spiritual master? He tells me chant, so I chant. So I don't speak nonsense. Is it clear? Is it clear sa inyo, Govinda Dasi? Okay? Shesha? Wala si Shesha rito, nandun sa malayo. Okay? Saka si Shesha, wala rin dito yung maliit. Nandun, nag-tik-tak-tok. Okay? Nanliligo sa fish pan. Okay? You understandable? Jagannadas? Haridas? Is it clear? So let's continue this study program. And, okay? Tomorrow. Haribal. Where is everybody? Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prestayate
Namo Siddhaswarupananda
Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Haribo Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Haribo Krishna.
Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Haribo Krishna,
Madana Mohana.
Haribo Krishna.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana. Gopala